Please give me the permission. All right, perfect. So I think everything is recording now. So if I have to go through Mokta's question, I know your problem is the first thing is you were wondering if you can keep trades long or you can keep trades open for days. But now, since you see me doing the same thing, you see me sometimes I used to keep trades open for sometimes for days, weeks. There sometimes some trades used to even go for months. So since you saw me doing that, now you came to a conclusion that okay, this is actually something which is doable or something which you can do. But now your confusion is, since you are keeping these trades open for days, how effective is it, or how impactful can the news be on your trade, or what is the effect of fundamentals or the effect of news on your trade? So let me know if I get the question rightly, please.
Yes, sir, that's it, right.
Perfect. Now let me start. The first thing you need to always have at the back of your mind is the strategy you are using. I can sit here and I talk for the next one week, but the first thing you need to have at the back of your mind is the strategy you are using and the time frame you are using. All right. Let me give you the two scenarios why I'm saying this. Let's just take something like a GU trend. I'm going to be using the code since obviously most of you guys have already gone through the course. The GU trend just stands for the trend trading strategies and the tips and tricks which I've shown you guys. So let's take something like the GU trend, which is one of the best. GU trend, and you are trading with the 4-hour time frame. With the 4-hour time frame, that is already moving from a day trader to a swing trader. That is it. You're already moving from a day trader to a swing trader, because your trades can be open even for 3 days sometimes, or even for 4 days or for 1 week. You see, so just taking something like the 4-hour time frame, which is one of the best, at that point in time, you're already moving from a day trader to a swing trader. So as a swing trader, the question has already been answered, because as a swing trader, your trades can even be open for 2 days, for 3 days, for 4 days, for 5 days. And now that is that about the strategy and the time frame you are using. Talking about the effect of news on those particular trades, you should only be worried about news if you are scalping or if you are trading with a lower time frame. Simple. You should only be worried about news if you are scalping, trading with a lower time frame, or trading with fundamental strategies. Those are the 3 things. If you can just jot this down, if you can write this down, those are the 3 most important things. The 3 times you should be worried about news. The first thing you should be worried about news is if you are using a fundamental strategy. That one, unarguably, is the main reason why you are trading is because of fundamentals. So you need to be alert. You need to be very, very alert on what fundamental is going to come out and how it is going to, or how impactful the fundamental will be on other currency pairs. So that is the first thing you need to know. It depends on the strategy you are using, and also if you are trading with fundamentals, and also if you are a scalper. So beside that, you shouldn't worry about fundamentals. If I'm trading on the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame, and I've already done my analysis, and I see that the market is going to be bouncing from this support to this resistance, from here to here, so long as it is the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame, or so long as those are swing positions, those are swing or position because you have a swing trader and a position trader, right? So long as I know that those are swing positions, I won't bother about news. Even if NFP is coming out and I know NFP is on Friday and my trade are still open, I won't bother about that particular news, because my trades have a lot of room to breathe. You understand? My trade have a lot of room to breathe, and small movements in the market or small spikes in the market will not affect my trades in any way. So you only worry about news, firstly, if you are trading with a fundamental strategy, like maybe the Godlove, the GU straddle or the Godlove correction, or the GU straddle or the GU correction, or if you are trading with a lower time frame, like the 5-minute time frame, the 1-minute time frame. Then another reason why you should worry if you are actually scalping or using scalping strategies. That is the only time you should worry about fundamentals. Beside that, trade as if fundamentals don't exist, because if you are using the higher time frame, that thing won't have any impact on your trade. There can just be little movements in the market, but at the end of the day, the long run in those particular trades, it is not gonna affect your levels because you are trading with bigger time frames and your trades have a lot of room to breathe. So I hope if I'm clear on that, or if you still need more clarification.
Thank you very much. I really understand what you said. If not, I always wondering about it, and it keep fearing me. It keep and I can hold my trade for a week or 2 weeks, and I've been seeing those kind of opportunities. But now that you said this, I've now understand how the things is going. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So that is the basics. The basics of it is, so long as you have a strategy, which is not a fundamental strategy, that is the first thing. Secondly, so long as you're not scalping, so long as you're not trading with the 1 minute time frame or the 5 minute time frame, so long as you're not getting into the market and out, or so long as you're not using scalping strategies, don't worry about, try to ignore the news totally, because it won't have any effect on your trade. Even if the president, even if the Fed, the Federal Reserve President, or the Prime Minister of Britain is talking, and you are now scared because you have your Great Britain pound USD open, you say, no, it's going to trade. No, so long as you are trading with the higher time frame, like the 4-hour time frame, the daily time frame, you don't need to worry about the news. Just that, even some people who trade the weekly time frame or the monthly time frame, those people don't even check on fundamentals. They don't even check. They check on the technicals. That is it. They check on the technicals because small movements in the market won't have any impact on their trading. So that is the first thing you always have to consider: the time frame you are using, the strategy you are using, and if the strategy is a fundamental strategy or not. Perfect. So let's go to the next person on our list, which is Ray. Ray. Welcome, Ray. Shout out to you. Let's see the question you have for us today.
Yeah, hi, Godlove. How are you?
Hi, Ray. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, man, good stuff. Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, as you well know, I've gone through the course. I've completed the course, so I've got to commend you on that course. Very well structured, and the quizzes as well. You know, you've done a good job there, so well done. So my question really is regards to the robots. So I do know that you've got a 3-month license on the robots. They kind of expire every 3 months, yeah. So my question is this, because I was actually using the Petrex when it expired on me.
It's expired.
You know what I mean? So
sucks.
yeah,
that sucks.
I know. So I was kind of wondering, is it possible that we can get notification just to let us know that the robot is going to expire? Is that anything that you can do with regards to that?
Good. I can do that. I'll do that. Let me write that down. I just need to.
Yeah, please.
On the back end, that is very easy. That is very easy. On the coding section, on the back end, on the coding section of the robot, you just need to go under programming and you program. When it's 1 week to the expiry date, a pop-up. You know these notifications that used to pop up on MT5, right? Those notifications. Yeah. So maybe when it's 1 week to the expiry date, I will just put it for you to be having maybe that notification every day. Every day when you open, you just see it should pop up and notify, okay, the robot is going to expire this day. The robot is going to expire.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that is something
that would help.
Yeah, that will really help, because I sometimes I put myself in people's shoes to be able to understand some things. That used to happen to me when I'm trading, and sometimes you come and open your phone and you see the market has gone in your, let's just say you buy at a particular support and you presume that the market is going to go to the next resistance. You come and open the chart, you see the market has already shoot to your resistance, but the trade is not, the robot is not opening. Those are opportunities. Yeah. That's the big opportunities which you've just missed, which I know that is very irritating sometimes. I know. Let me just write that down. Code expiry reminder on the robot. Okay, expiry reminder on the robot. So yeah, that is it. I'll put a reminder on the robot. But what I used to do is, most of my people on Patreon, it used to be for 3 months. So if I'm giving you on August, it should be September, October, November. Maybe by the end of November again, before you need another version. So obviously that is, unless, yeah. But that suggestion is very nice. Thank you so much for that suggestion. And since we are still working on the updates now, we'll make sure we include that update before we start rolling things out. But hopefully before the end of this week, highest Friday, or Thursday, Friday, or let's just say Friday, we should start rolling out the new version, because the new version is even updated, even in terms of the design, everything. A lot of parameters have also been added, but the same idea is still the same thing. If you have the old version, you can, it's still the same thing, but just, you know, a software, just some flaws and some updates have been included.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Ray. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to the next person on our the next person with the hand up. Mokta, I already answered your question. Unless you see, if you still have another question, you can just leave your hand up. Okay, I'll come back to you. Okay, so let's go to Anitex. Let us know where you're watching from or where you're joining us from.
Yeah. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, I'm calling from Nigeria.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome, Anitex.
Yeah. So I want to ask, assuming one wants to trade for an FTMO or my Forex fund, is it advisable to kind of be a kind of swing trader, since you are going to open your positions and leave it for maybe call it 3 days? You know, they have a specific daily drawdown and overall drawdown. So is it advisable to kind of leave your trades open like that? What's a kind of trader or what kind of strategy is advisable to be used? So that's my question.
All right, perfect. You know, different proprietary firms have different requirements, and different requirements require different strategies. That's the first thing we need to know. And when it comes to something like that, I remember back in the days, that was around 2015, 2016, when because the firm where I used to, the university where I used to learn how to trade Forex, they had their own proprietary software. If you have to check online, just check on Apari Fund. They have their own software. They have their own platform where you trade. I think that their platform is Avio. They have Avio, you trade on Avio. So they have their own software. They have everything. You just use everything on their platform. So on their platform, I remember there used to be some tax. They call it tax, like a particular tax, and they want you to maybe have 10 winners on a row, or maybe they want you to let your trade stay open for at least 4 days, or they want you to do, or to make 300 pips consistently for 3. So guys, different proprietary firms have different requirements, and different requirements require different strategies. Now you already have more than 7 different strategies, or you have about 7 different strategies in Godlove University. And some of those strategies are scalping strategies. Some of them are swing position strategies. Some of them are position strategies, swing position strategies, scalping strategies. So based on whatsoever requirement you have with your proprietary firm, you have a strategy that is going to cover you up. If they want you to leave a trade open for 3 days, that is very simple. Just go on your 4-hour time frame, use the GU trend. The GU trend, you're going to catch a particular trend. You're going to catch a couple of trends. The market trends 80% of the time. So you're going to catch a particular trend that you just place your trade. And since you are using the 4-hour trend, the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame, that trade can even be open for 4 days, for 5 days, for 6 days. By that time, you must have already passed that particular tax or that particular requirement. So different requirements require different strategies. And the strategies, we already have strategies in GU that will cover whatsoever requirement in a proprietary firm will bring it up. If a proprietary firm just come over and say, okay, we want you to have 10 winners on a row, just go and use the GU stack. Simple. Just go and use the GU stack. You will catch a particular trend, and on that trend, you can use even 4 signals, 4 trades per signal. You open 4 trades per signal. After every 5 minutes, if you have another candle in, let's just say you are buying from support to resistance, you have the first candle is a bull candle, you pump in 4 trades. The next candle after 5 minutes the next candle is bullish, you pump again other 4 trades. In 15 minutes, you already have 10 trades. You already have 10 trades up, and you just let them open for maybe like maybe another 10 minutes. They will all be in profit. You close, you've already passed that tax. You see, it's logical. And you already have strategies that cover all of those things. If they want you to maybe make 100 pips before the end of the week, or your winners should be more than your losers, all our strategies, in short, all our technical strategies allow you to have a risk to reward that will give you more winners than losers, or that will give you a higher risk to reward. So each particular requirement, no matter whatsoever proprietary firm, whether it's FTMO, Forex Star, or my Forex firm, whatsoever proprietary firm you're talking about, each requirement they want you to go through, we already have a strategy that will cover up that particular requirement. So in your case, trying to let a trade run for 3 days, the best strategy that you use in your case is just the GU trend. The GU trend, your trade will be open sometimes for more than 3 days or for more than 4 days. So let me know if you are clear on that or if you still need more clarification than it takes.
Yeah, I understand. I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to the next question on our list. Mahiva has been here from day one. Ray has been here from day one. In short, I'm seeing a lot of people here. Belinda has been here from day one. I'm seeing Good Ben has been here from day one. I'm seeing a lot of people here who have been here from day one. It's almost a year now. We are going to Faith has been here from day one. So you guys, I owe you guys a lot. I owe you guys a lot. And thank you guys so much for always showing up, for us to always learn and grow together. Remember, what is the motto for Godlove University again? Prospering together, prospering together. So thank you guys so much for always being there. So let's go to Mahiva, who has always been there too from day one. Please, let's get your question, please.
Hi, Godlove. Thank you so much for all your teachings.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have a question regarding, I've been following a couple of currency pairs and I've been trading in my demo account and a very little bit in my live account. So one of the pairs I was trading was Euro USD. So I saw that Euro USD was at a major support level, and it seems like I'm unable to get the trend exactly. So first I thought it was a proper downtrend, and now it again retraced, and it's a little confusing. Can you clarify that for me? And even JPY is a little bit confusing in terms of where the trend is going. How would I figure that out?
All right, perfect. Now let's start with this. How do you determine what methodology? What is the methodology you use to be able to confirm if a strategy, if a trend is a downtrend or an uptrend? What is the methodology you use? That is the first question. How do you confirm if a trend is a downtrend or an uptrend? That is the first question. How do you confirm?
Higher highs, higher lows.
Okay.
So when you see high highs, high.
Perfect. If the market is making higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, that is an uptrend, right?
Yeah.
And if it's making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, that is a downtrend. That is the first thing you use to be able to confirm if the market is in a downtrend or an uptrend. Is that not? That's
perfect.
That's correct, right?
Perfect.
Good. So since you've already taken that out of the way, you need to now know what time frame you are using. This is the confusion. Even I myself, I used to go through that confusion. I went through that confusion. Since you've already known that, the only thing you need to know now is the time frame you are using to confirm your trend. Because an uptrend in a 4-hour time frame, on maybe a daily time frame, that particular trend might just be a consolidation, or a downtrend on the 5-minute time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, that downtrend might just be a little bit of consolidation, or a little bit of, it might just be an impulse. Maybe on the 1-hour time frame, the market is going up and making higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. By the time the market is coming down to make another higher high, to make another higher low, if you go back to the lower time frame, like the 5-minute time frame, that small retracement or that small impulse that the market is pulling back to form a higher low will be a full trend on its own, will be a full downtrend on the lower time frame, a full downtrend on the 5-minute time frame, forming lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower highs. So if you don't have this at the back of your mind, trust me, you will get confused all the times when it comes to you confirming the market trend and making a trade decision based on that particular market trend. So since you've already that is why the first thing I ask you is, how are you able to confirm the market trend? How are you able to confirm if the market is bullish or bearish? If the buyers are in control or the sellers are in control? You said you use the market structure. What you meant by higher lows, higher high, that is what they call the market structure, which is one of the most effective ways. Perfect. You already have an effective system of determining determining the market or the market direction or the market strength. Since you already have that effective methodology in place, now the only thing that can confuse you the whole day is when it comes to time frames. Don't get confused. A small consolidation on a higher time frame can be a whole trend on its own on the lower time frame. So when you are confirming the trend direction in the market, stick to one particular time frame and make your judgment on that particular time frame. If you are using the 4-hour time frame, stick on the 4-hour time frame and confirm if the market is either bearish or bullish on the 4-hour time frame before even going down to the 1-minute time frame or going up to the daily time frame or the monthly time frame to see what is going on. So I don't know if I'm clear on that.
Yeah. So if I'm using 4-hour time frame, I have to only stick to 4-hour time frame,
Yes.
not confirm it with any other time frame.
No.
Okay,
That is one of the highest confusion that even sometimes when I go on YouTube, I see people making videos teaching people how to do this. I just see this and I just say, how can a ship be leading another ship? Because there's no way that system of trading will ever help you. That is why it is called a time frame. And what is a time frame? A time frame is just a graphical representation, a graphical representation of a particular price of a commodity over a time period. You see, that is the time frame, the definition of a time frame, the graphical representation of the price of an asset or a commodity over a time period. Then you ask yourself, what is that time period? That time period is the 4-hour, is my 4-hour time frame. You stick to your 4-hour time frame. You make your decision without getting your decision clouded by what is happening on the daily time frame or what is happening on the 1 second or the 2 second or the 1 minute time frame. So I hope that is very, very clear. And that should go to everyone, because this is the highest. I used to suffer from this. So I hope.
But I have one more question here. So when you're drawing support and resistance, so for example, now I'm following CAD-JPY and I'm drawing the support and resistance for CAD-JPY. So the yearly resistance for CAD-JPY is at some point, like it's at 10 dash. So when I'm trying to look at a trend, if it's a proper uptrend or a proper low trend, if I don't look at a yearly time frame for the support or resistance, I wouldn't actually know the exact support or resistance. Do you think I have to look at the yearly time frame or monthly for support or resistance, or should I only stick to 4-hour time frame?
That is very, very confusing. That system of trading is very, very confusing. When it comes to having an overall sense of the market direction, when it comes to, let me put it this way so that maybe you can assimilate it again more clearly. When it comes to you having an overall sense of the market direction, then if you are trading with a 4-hour time frame, you can look at the daily time frame sometimes, or the weekly time frame, or the monthly time frame. That is just to have an overall sense of the market direction. But when it comes to making a trading decision, you stick on the same time frame and you make your trading decision on that same time frame. Because a small impulse, a small consolidation on that present time frame might just be a whole trend on its own on the smaller time frame, or a trend on its own. Or now I'm making a reference of a lower time frame. Now, a trend on a 4-hour time frame, let's just say on a 4-hour time frame, you have a bullish trend. That bullish trend on the 4-hour time frame, if you go on the weekly time frame, that will just be a small impulse. That will just be a small consolidation on the weekly time frame. Or maybe the market has been trading for 5 days. If you go on the weekly time frame, that 5 days of trading will just be a small candle. A small candle, just one candle that you can't even make a decision from that particular candle. You see, so at the end of the day, you get yourself very confused. Now, I saw this market on the daily time frame, it was going up. Now on the weekly time frame, this thing is even going down. What is happening? That is the confusion that will just keep you in that particular circle. So when it comes to you having an overall sense of the market direction, you use higher time frames just to have an overall sense of key levels. I used to call them key levels where you might be targeting. But when it comes to you drawing your support and resistance, drawing your trend lines and taking your trade, stick to one time frame.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope that question is very, very clear to anyone. Or if any other person is having any question related to that particular topic, let me know, please. Perfect. Means we are all clear. On that particular topic. Let's go to 14. Perfect. Let's go to the next person on our list, which is Good Ben. Good Ben. Welcome. Let us know the question you have for us today.
Hi everyone. I hope I'm audible enough.
You're very audible. We can hear you very, very clearly.
Yes, my name is Good Ben. I'm from Kampala, Uganda. I have probably like 3 questions, so I will be quick and in summary. So the first question I would like to know, how can you identify that a news is going to be either positive or negative? Because sometimes you can carry your analysis like this news is going to be positive, at the end it goes different directions. So how do you identify, like in case you are using investing.com or Forex factories, can you analyze the news is going to be either positive or negative? Now, my second question is, how much did you sacrifice to reach this far? Did you reach a point whereby you felt that you should give up after blowing like your account? Because we are having some our members in the groups who are really facing challenge. Me personally, I know what it takes. It needs patience, passionate, and it reaches a point personally myself I gave up, but I realized that the sacrifice I'm going to make now, it will pay off. So maybe we need to know from you as our mentor, your personal experience. My third question is going to be on fundamental issues. I always follow like news update, what is happening like in Australia, what is happening like in USA. So I would like to know like what are some of the impact on currency pair? Like in case there is flood in Australia, we have been following on the news. There is fire outbreak there. So what are some of the impact on such a phenomenon, we call them natural disasters, on currency pair? Can it be like of positive for someone who is going on fundamentals? Because there was a time when G7 nation, they had a meeting in Germany about putting sanctions on Russia oil. So immediately the price of Russia oil dropped. So we had to take that advantage of what? I think those situations that I forward across.
You're breaking a little bit. Let me check to see. Let me close some of the Good Ben, you're breaking a little bit. Okay, Good Ben.
Yes, I hope.
Yes.
Am I still audible?
Yes, you are still audible.
Yes.
You are still audible. Go ahead, please.
So
I think
I don't know.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, my last question was on the disaster, the natural disaster, and the other event which happened in other countries. Like in Australia, we are seeing floods happening. So what are some of the impact on such activity on currency pair? Like in case someone is opening trade on such currency pairs.
All right, perfect. So those are your 3 questions, right?
Yes.
All right, perfect. I was keen enough and very vigilant enough to take down all the questions. And your first question is how you can be able to know. That's why I need to quickly go through the questions so that we can take a question from everyone or anyone who has a question. So the first question was on how you can know if a news is going to be positive or negative, or how you can know the actual value of a news before that news is released. Sorry, I'm even laughing before. Why just reading this particular question? Okay, the second question is on how to keep the fire burning. on how to keep the fire burning. How do you keep yourself motivated? How do you keep yourself motivated in an industry which is filled of failure, in an industry where only about 1% of people ever end up making it in that particular industry? So just from that, how do you keep that motivation? How do you keep yourself motivated, or how do you keep that fire burning? Then another thing, you also wanted to know the impact of fundamentals on different currency pairs, or the impact of fundamentals on your trading. Those are your 3 questions. Am I correct?
Yes, very correct.
Perfect, good. So let's go on the first question. The first question, the answer is very simple. Nobody knows. Nobody will ever know for sure the direction of the news before the news is released. If that's the case, then if that's the case, then I guess there will be no fundamental strategies. Nobody ever knows. Even the people working in banks, there's a time where they release that part. If you go on investing.com or on Forex Factory and you see the time is ticking, maybe the news is going to be released at 3:30 p.m. Even the people working in banks, they don't know that particular data. Even the people working on that particular sensor, what they do is they sign an oath, right? And before they actually release those data to the general public, they have no idea on what is the forecast value. So you see, in that case, there's no bias. You can't say my uncle is working my uncle is working in the Bank of England and he'll be able to give me insider. That's what they call insider trading, and it's a prison term. You guys should know insider trading is a prison term. So you can't say my uncle is working in the Bank of America, he'll be able to go underground and tell me the value of the GDP for the Great Britain pound before the news is released. So that I better just go and press buy before that particular news is released. Just imagine if you can be able to know the value of certain news events before that particular news come out. How many millions or how much you can be able to make. So that is not possible in Forex trading, because they always like people. In short, if they even make it available for people to know, there wouldn't be no reason for economists to forecast. There wouldn't be reasons for different economic factors to be able to impact our trading. So the bottom line on this particular question is nobody, even people working in bank, nobody will ever know for sure the value of a particular fundamental before that fundamental news is released. That is why in GU we have strategies that allow us to make money in either direction the market is going to take. Whether the news is going to be positive or negative, we have strategy. That's why we have GU strategy. GU, the strategy is going to be able to help us make money, whether the market is going to go up or down, whether the news is going to be positive or negative. So nobody will ever for sure know the value. You can try to forecast, you can try to use you can try to do your analysis, you use previous fundamentals to do that. At the end of the day, you won't know for certain the value of that particular news event. Good. I've tried. I've done. There was a time I made a decision that I'm gonna look for a way to know the value of any particular news event before that news event is released. Guys, I gave up on that. I can say willingly that I gave up on that one, because there is no way you can know. There is no way you can know for sure the value of a particular news event before that news is released. So if you are trading with fundamental strategies, just use your speculative strategies to make your money quietly without bothering your mind to find out the exact value of the news before the news is released, because you will never know. Now, the next question on my list, or the next question from Good Ben, is on how to keep yourself motivated, how to keep the fire burning in an industry that is full of failure, in an industry where in an industry that is having a 1% success rate. This is an industry where you need to be able to find your own motivation. Nobody else is going to give you. You need to be able to find your own motivation. So I'm just going to give you a few steps on my side, what I will do personally to be able to keep the fire burning. Because my story, I had one of the darkest stories you can think of when it comes to Forex trading. If you guys have watched some of my motivational videos, or some of my come-up videos, or some of my start-up videos, you guys will see that when it comes to Forex trading, this is somebody who started this journey, and it was a do or die. That means there was no turning back. There was no giving up, because my story was very, very dark. I had a lot of blown accounts. I even had suicidal thoughts at a point in time. But today we are here today, and maybe if I can say the losses that I had for my 3 years of learning how to trade, I can make all those losses in 1 day of trading, or I can make all those losses in 1 hour of trading. So that was just my own story. And if I have to give you guys some few tips on how to keep yourself motivated, the first thing is always think of why you started in the first place. That is the first thing. Always think of why you started in the first place. Guys, you're going to feel like giving up at the point in time. You're going to feel like this thing is not for me. You're going to feel like maybe you're cursed by your grandmother from the village, or you're cursed by someone from your uncle's side. Guys, you're not cursed. Nobody's cursing you. Sorry about that, but nobody is cursing you. It's just the industry. That's how the industry is. So what you need to do, you need to know that this is an industry where I will need to be patient. I know that for me to go through this circle, anytime I feel like giving up, I'll always think of why I started in the first place. Anytime, this will help you a lot, guys. Anytime you think of giving up, think of why you even got into Forex trading in the first place. For me personally, let me use myself as an example. Anytime I feel like giving up, or back then, anytime I used to feel like giving up, I'll think of why I got started in Forex trading. And if I can, guys, I'm not just saying this, but let me try to, this book is from 2015. And if I can open, I've shown you guys this book a couple of times. This book is full. I wrote in this book throughout, everything in this book. I'm going to show you. There was a page on this book that I used to read every single day. I get into my office, or that time I had no office. I was just, in a single day, I opened my computer to study Forex. That page, I used to read that page to myself. Let me see if I can find that page for you guys. I think I'm going to send a screenshot just for you guys to see. And good, can you see this? Can you see this? This is written there, my trading affirmation. Guys, let me know if you can read this, my trading affirmation. Can somebody read this? Guys, put on your mic. Let me know if you can read this, please.
So it says my trading, I can't say what that one says. And then it says, I am a money, was the machine?
Okay, good. I'm going to send you guys a screenshot. Will you guys want me to send a screenshot of this? I used to read this every single day. Every single day.
Yes, yes.
Every single day. Every single day I get into the office, I'll read. And this was after I've left, because you guys know I started with binary options. With my ignorance, with my lack of knowledge, that's why I used to say, if you're not informed, you'll be totally deformed. I started with binary option, and I traded binary options for almost about 8 months. Blue accounts, my life savings. I was a landlord. I used to take off my uncle's, my auntie's house at that time. I took money, house rent, blew it in Forex trading, in binary option, thinking I was trading Forex. You can know how suicidal that was. So when I actually diverted from binary options to Forex trading, that's when I started. I said, okay, I'm going to start this thing from the root. That's why I know. I said, I'm going to start this thing from the root. I'm going to come up with different goals, different objectives, not a get rich quick mentality again. I'm going to learn this thing gradually, and I'm going to know this thing. That's why I came up with most of this information. If you can check on the date, this date was January, 1st of January. This was immediately after the end of 2016. When I was getting into 2017, I had to write my New Year resolutions. You can see this one is 1st of January 2017. 1st of January 2017. And I just transferred these goals from the previous book that I was having. And just simple steps that I can see here. Because for me, this always reminds me on the reason why I even got into Forex trading. This always reminds me, it just automatically trains my mind to know that, okay, even if it looks as if this is total failure, it will take time for you to grab the skills. And once you have the skills, it will take just 1 hour of training when you actually have the skills to pay off for maybe the 3 years you wasted. Because I can just read a few points. You can see I'm a money maker. I got into Forex trading because I want the freedom to trade and travel. I want the freedom to work and own my own businesses. I've always owned my own business. I've never worked for any person in my life. You guys already know my story. I got into business when I was still very, very small. At the university, I had cyber cafes. I used to work from faculty to faculty selling handouts. So in my whole life, I've never worked for anyone. So that was just another curve to add another stream of income where I can be able to work for myself. So Then I'm a money maker. I used to, there's a t-shirt. It's on the channel. I think there's a t-shirt already. I showed you guys the t-shirt. I used to wear that t-shirt and walk in town. People just look at me like, who is this crazy guy? He's even printing on the t-shirt, I'm a money maker when he's looking poor. But I used to have that t-shirt and I wear that t-shirt and I walk around. So I'm a money maker. I'm a consistently profitable Forex trader. I wrote this down even though I was still blowing account. I wrote this down and I used to read this every day. I'm a consistently profitable Forex trader. My mindset and mental skills are the keys to making money in Forex trading. Number 3, I'm going to send this screenshot. Don't worry, guys. Number 3, I'm going to send this screenshot. My mindset and skills is the key for me making money in Forex trading. So I already knew by then my mindset and mental skills, because at the time you feel like giving up. So my mindset about trading and mental skills are the key to making money in Forex trading. Trading is a game of probabilities, not certainty. Guys, I feel like I don't know, I used to have inspiration. There's a lot of inspiration on these things. So number 5, let me just quickly read this, guys. Sorry for taking time on this. Trading is a game of probabilities, not certainty. You know, so when you're already in a particular trade, remember the odds that allow you to place that trade. You place a buy or a sell on that particular trade when the odds are in your favor. When the odds are giving you the high probability that you will make money on that particular trade. There's always that small degree of uncertainty that a trade might go against you. That is why you predefine your risk before you get into any trade. That is why I stated it here very, very clearly. Trading is a game of probabilities, not certainty. I enjoy taking profits and I will take the money when it's there. I always write this. Someone to say, I enjoy taking profits and I will take the money when it's there. Number 6, I will learn how to trade the news and only trade the news which I have tested several times. Guys, I'm going to send this screenshot. This was the 1st of January 2017. And number 6 says, I will learn how to trade the news and I will only trade the news events which I have tested and selected. This is the same book that I used. This is the same book. If I have to go behind, can you see this page? These are all the news events which I recommended for you guys. All the news events. So when I said this, immediately I went behind my book and I tested all. When I say all, I tested all the news events in Forex trading. The one that didn't go my way, or the one that had a lot of whipsaws, the one that was not impactful. So I sorted the ones that were impactful and the ones that were actually tradable. You can see on the back of the book, I had all the news events. I had USD, I had CAD, I had Great Britain Pound, I had NZD, I had AUD. All the news events were there right from 2016, 2017. And I've been trading the same news events and testing them to today. The same recommendation that I gave you guys, it was written there. This is something I used to read every day. Even sometimes when I feel like, okay, trading a news event that was not on my trading plan, I'll just immediately think of this because it's written there. Okay, let's go to number 7. I will let the market do the work. Good. I will let the market do the work. I will not meddle in my trades unnecessary. All right. I will let the market do the work and I will not meddle in my trade unnecessary. That's when I already plan my trade and I take my trade. I will let the market do its thing because I have already done it on my own part and there is nothing I can actually do. Number 8, I will be a professional. Number 8. This is the power of affirmation, guys. This is the power of affirmation. Number 8, I will be a professional trader and not a professional gambler. Can you see this? Number 8. Number 8, I'll send you guys a screenshot. I will be a professional trader and not a professional gambler. That is why today I'm a professional and a profitable trader, not a professional gambler. Number 9, let's see, because there were actually 10 points that I used to read out every day. Number 10, trading can be simple and easy. Can you see? Trading can be simple and easy, and I will make it as such. Can you see this? Trading can be simple and easy, and I will make it as such. I didn't say another person. I didn't say another school, or I didn't say another. I said I made it I. I said trading can be very easy and simple, and I will make trading easy and simple. That is why you see, even in Godlove University, I try to make it as easy and as simple as possible. I try to break down the narrative in the industry that we try to scale you. Let's go to the last point. The last point on our list. I enjoy the financial rewards which the market has to offer. Somebody's mic is on, please. This last point, let's just go through the last point and we're done. Somebody's mic is on, please turn it off. The last point, I enjoy the financial rewards which the market has to offer. All right, I'm here to make money. We are here to make money at the end of the day. So you should be able to enjoy the reward. It was there, it was written. I enjoy the reward. I enjoy the financial rewards which the market has to offer. I used to read this out. That's why I say my trading, my daily trading affirmations, I affirm this into my mind. So with this already, I already knew the reason why I got into Forex trade, to have the freedom to trade and travel the world. Today, I've gone to almost all the continents. You guys already know when it comes to travel, there's even a playlist only for travel on my channel. I've gone to almost all the continents. I wasn't born in South Africa, but I live in South Africa. I'm married. So I'm already living the dream, which I am already living part of what I affirmated maybe 6 years ago, or maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I am already living that dream. So that is how you are able to keep the fire burning. All right. That is how you are able to keep the fire burning. That is how you are able to keep yourself motivated when it comes to Forex trading, because you're going to have ups and downs. There's going to be a time where you feel like, okay, this is not for me. Maybe I'm cursed. Maybe I'm neglected. Maybe there are going to be times like that. But always have a reason. Always think of the reason why you got started in Forex trading in the first place. Always think of the reason why you got started in Forex trading in the first place. And I advise you do the same thing. You do the same thing. You have a list of your affirmations, your goals. So in it, what you read to yourself every day to remind yourself. This will actually help. This will actually help. So this book alone carries a lot and a lot. I have more than 6 of these books. Each year I used to but this year alone, this book was full. This year alone, you can see, this book was full. All the news events, even went ahead. All the news events, guys, all the news events which I used to trade, they all have dates. All the news events, you can see, trade the GDP CPI. You can see this date, even if you have, please, Therese, your mic is on. Therese, your mic is on. Your mic is on. Good. So even on this date, if you have, that's to show you the power of consistency. I thought maybe Ray gave me an advice last time to be able to set this thing in such a way that it automatically tells everybody's Mike, Ray, I hope
I'll let you know. I'll look into this and then I'll let you know.
All right, all right. This is actually distracting. I need to be looking around to turn people off because we're almost more than 40, going to 40 or something. But yeah, let's continue. So even if you have to check, this is the power of consistency. Even if you have to check on this date, this was on, if I have to see, this was on Tuesday, the 12th of September 2017. And I wrote the trade. This was at 9:30 Cameroon time. That time I was still in Cameroon, 2017. And I wrote the trade GDP CPI year of year. And you can see I traded that news. After that news, you can see the whole of this page is remarks. I wrote there, great news, very nice. Has the potential to continue moving the market in the same direction of the news for almost 100 pips. For almost 100 pips. Since the CPI measures consumer spending, I wrote everything. Since the CPI measures consumer spending, which is a great indicator of economic strengthening. So I had to give myself the reason why would the market, why would CPI year of year move in the same direction for almost 100 pips? I wrote it there because since the CPI, it measures consumer spending, which is a great economic indicator. You can see sometimes for CPI, I would try. I even wrote, okay, next time, what am I going to do? Sometime for CPI, that's Consumer Price Index for Great Britain pound, I would try to take profit about 100 pips averagely, and move stop loss or trade my stops at break even and see if the market will give me more profit. I wrote everything there, everything. Okay, what other move can I try? This one, then this one. I want you guys to see this one. This one at the same or on the same day. This is why I will never recommend. The reason why I will never recommend some news event to you guys. It's not because I don't like those news events. I've traded those news events over and over. And you can see this one. This one is trade the JLF. I don't even know the meaning. JOLTS job openings. That is, this news was actually for the United States dollar. And see what I wrote there. Can somebody read what I wrote there, please? Can somebody see it? Ray, can you read this? Maybe Ray's mic is off. But can another person read this? Let me know if you can read this, please. Let me know if you can read this.
You cannot see. You cannot see.
Okay, it's not clearly. Okay, okay.
It's very blurry.
All right, all right.
It's
So
very,
on this particular news event, I just wrote there trash. I just wrote there. I wrote there trash. This is trash. I just wrote there trash because I have already practiced that particular news event for more than 10 times, and anytime I try it, it didn't go my way, or it was just trash. That's why all this is consistency. This is the power of consistency, guys. This. It will take time for you to get, even professors, see, these are all notes. I'm going to send you guys some of these screenshots from 2016, 2015. These are all notes on different strategies. This one was on US interest rate, Great Britain pound retail sales. This one was a remedy. I even had remedies. Some of these remedies, I go back to today and they still help me to trade. All these remedies, the setting, blah, 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 all these remedies. So that is the power of consistency and the power of you being able to build up and find your own motivation when it comes to Forex trading. So you should be able to prepare that antivirus yourself. Because anytime I feel like giving up in Forex trading, you can already see from what I showed you, that antivirus is already there in my mind. It is going to kick off. It is going to automatically remove that negativity. It is going to automatically remove that setback. It's not going to make me feel like maybe I'm neglected, or maybe I'm cursed, or maybe there's a spirit from my uncle's side following me or stops. No, I know that I have already found my own motivation. And anytime I feel like giving up, I always read this thing. And it was something that I was reading to myself every day. So it was already part of my mind. It was already part of my brain. That is why, have you guys ever asked yourself this question? If there are different brands of cars, right? There are different brands of cars. You have the Range Rover, the Jeep, the Toyota. You have, I think I myself, I have 3 brands. I have the Jeep Wrangler. I also have a Toyota Range Rover, all those cars. And when it comes to, there's something that always used to happen to me, and it will make me discover the power of the mind. When I'm driving on the road, right, there are different brands or different types of cars on the road. There is no way I'm going to pay attention on any particular car, or I won't even see in a car. I won't even realize a particular car exists until the moment I start thinking like, okay, maybe I like this car, or maybe I might buy this car tomorrow. The moment I say to myself that I might buy this car tomorrow, if I just have to drive out of my house, the next 5 minutes, I'm going to see that same car. The next 10 minutes, I'm going to see that same car. The next 20 minutes, I'm going to see that same car. It doesn't mean the car was not there. The car, the brand of car was always on the road. Those cars were always there. But my mind wasn't trained, my psychology wasn't trained to see that brand of cars. But now, since it is something that I want, my mentality is already preparing me to buy that car. My mentality is already telling me this is something that is part of you. That is why you see it. It happens to anyone. All right. So that is already something that is the power of our psychology. And it's the same thing in trading. You should be able to train your mind in such a way that even sometimes when a negative energy comes in, that might make you to give up. Automatically, there's already that antivirus that immediately just kicks off, or just kick out that negativity or that thing that was making you to give up in Forex trading. So that is that. I'm sorry if I've digressed. I'm sorry if I've digressed a lot on this particular point, but this is a point that I see a lot of people suffering from. This is a point that I personally suffer from this point. I personally gone through. There were some times I would place a trade, particularly on binary options. I'll place a trade and I just blow. By that time, I just lost my life savings or my house rent. And I'll actually just fall from the chair and sleep on the floor for maybe 30. That means just freeze. You know what they call freeze, right? Just freeze on the floor for like 1 hour without shaking. That when I was staying alone in my room, I'll just freeze for like 1 hour. That is to show you the intense, what I went through, which it is normal. Any person can go through those kind of steps. But have that antivirus automatically in your mind that will be able to help you to go through those kind of situations, because any person it is obvious that there will become a point in time where you feel like, okay, I'm just going to give up at this point in time. So that is that about that particular point. And talking about going through Ben's questions, his last question was on the impact of news events in different currency pairs. I already answered this question at the beginning of the video. I'm sure Ben wasn't there. And I explained that unless you are scalping or trading with a scalping strategy, all right? Unless you are scalping, trading with a scalping strategy, trading with a lower time frame, or trading with a fundamental strategy, unless you are doing that, you shouldn't be worried about fundamentals when it comes to trading. That point is very, very clear. Unless you are scalping, trading with a lower time frame, or trading with a fundamental strategy. Beside that, don't care less about any other fundamental news, because it's not going to momentarily affect your trading. If you're trading with something like the 4-hour time frame, the daily time frame, weekly time frame, you don't need to care. You don't even need to care about whatsoever is going to happen with fundamentals. Because let's just say even you buy on a particular currency pair and the market is actually going up, all right? And maybe let's just say you buy Great Britain pound USD and the market is going up nicely on the 4-hour time frame. Maybe you are already up with plus 100 pips, and Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister for Britain, comes out and say, I think maybe from what the economic indicators, I think we're going to step down the interest rate so that we can blah, blah, blah. So he come out with something negative, with a negative fundamental news that will affect the Great Britain pound. That will affect the Great Britain pound momentarily. If you see on your chart, the market will drop. The market will drop immediately, but there is also something we call the correction in the market. The market is going to correct. The market, so at that point, the market is dropping. The market is dropping and correcting, dropping and correcting. You have your trades, all your trades on the higher time frame, they have a room to breathe. You won't be affected. Even if the market goes, you won't be affected. Your stop loss won't be hit. You will still be in a trade. At the end of the day, the normal uptrend will still resume and continue going. But if you were scalping, trading with a lower time frame, trading with a scalping strategy, or trading with a fundamental strategy, those movements, those fundamental movements will either trigger you out or cause you to blow your account. So you only get worried about fundamentals if you are doing 4 things: trading with a lower time frame, trading with fundamental strategies, or scalping or trading with scalping strategies. Those are the 4 things. Beside that, you don't need to worry about any other thing the news is going to cause in the market, because those little impacts won't affect your trading. So that is that, good Ben, and I'm glad I went through all your 3 questions, even though I said I would just be taking 1 question from 1 person. And at this point in time, we already more than 1 hour. I said this, remember I said I had an invitation for a meeting that is already started. It was supposed to start about 15 minutes ago, because this session was supposed to end 15 minutes ago. So I'm just going to take 1 more question I'm just going to take 1 more question and we'll move to the next question. So good Ben, I don't know if your questions are answered.
Yes, clearly answered, appreciate.
Perfect. So let me see if I can take 3 minutes.
I'm waiting for you to pick my question, because I've been here waiting for you.
Yes, all right. So let me see if I can take 3 minutes to answer 3 questions from 3 people. Okay, let's start with I'm taking it in order of how people showed their hands. Let's start with Oli. Oli, bring up your question, and remember we have just 1 minute to answer it.
So I just have 2 questions. It doesn't require time to answer. So we're talking about broker recommended to be used in US. So you said you're going to drop a list of broker that can be accepted in the US. So we didn't get feedback from you on that aspect. And I wanted to know, the last time we went on YouTube on a live session, it was really, really nice. So I wanted to know if at least once in every month or twice in every month, we can be having the live sessions before the market opens on Sunday.
Who is trading? I can hear Epa Caro. That is a sound. It's MT5. That is a sound for MT5. Caro, am I correct?
Yes, sir. I was just closing some sleep.
You see, that is the sound from difference. Okay, good. Now you know, so you know, see that sound is already something that even if I hear I'm driving and passing, I will know somebody's trading from that house. Anyway, okay, let's go to Oli. The first thing I said, I said I was going to let you remember. I said the same thing last year, and I did the research and I brought up Ox-free FX. But unfortunately, due to the US regulations, they don't Ox-free FX actually canceled, and they don't accept US clients again. So I'm trying a lot of other brokers. They claim to be ECN, but they're scammers. They claim to be ECN, but they're market makers. So I'm still trying a couple of brokers, because what I do is I deposit. When I trade with them, I try to withdraw. If they just give me complaints, I strike you out. So I'm still trying a couple of brokers, and when I see a broker that meets our qualifications or that pass our tests, then obviously I'll recommend it for you guys. So just give me a little bit of time. I don't want to recommend something which I just see somewhere on the internet and I'm just recommending it to you guys. So just give me some time. I'll keep testing, and when I come up with anyone that I see, okay, this one is good for my students, then I'll obviously bring it to you guys, please.
What about the live session on YouTube?
All right, good. Then about the live session, I'll see now. Let me also, yes, that is also not live sessions every Sunday. Okay, good. About the live session, I'll also see into that, because remember the live session. The market opens in South Africa at 11 p.m. or 11 going to at midnight, right? At 11 p.m. going to midnight. So obviously that is a little bit of, and most of the time by that time, most of the time I'm already getting exhausted and stuff like that. But sorry, I'll put it down. I'll put it on my to-do list, and even no matter what it happens, we should try to have it at least once a month. It's very, very necessary. We did it once, and the comments or the interactions or how people benefited from that particular session, it was so nice. So yeah, Oli, I'll try to see what I can do to see if we can have it even once a month. So I'll see what I can do. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. So let's go to another student on our list who always let me anyway. I'm just gonna be as straight. You guys know me sometimes. When it comes to something about me, I'm very, very straightforward. So let's just go very straightforward and very forward sometimes. So let's go to somebody who almost gave up, and we're all as a community trying to mold that person, trying to bring that person back on track. So let's go to Therese to see what Therese has to say, or the question Therese has for us today.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let me just go straight to the point so that I don't waste anybody's time. I want to just find out what I'm actually doing wrong, because I don't understand why. Let me explain something. I'm going like 2 years in this trading, and I've been, everything I used to do is to work, but this month I'm not understanding why my predictions or my analysis is failing completely. Like I'm not having I've not had a positive trade in like 1 month. It can go positive, then later it just goes off. Like it will not hit any of my take profit. It is just hitting my stop loss. And I don't understand why. I even sent you a message the last time. I sent you a message on my trade. The latest one, the last one I just did, which was odd USD. It took my stop loss. It has not taken my take profit for any. I've not had any post, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to understand what is happening. I'm not understanding what I'm doing wrong. That's the problem. I've made trading plan. I have a trading plan which I think is good. I have I make sure that I base my analysis on higher time frame, and I trade with the trend. I make sure that I wait for a candlestick formation to confirm my entries and everything, but it's not still going. I don't seem to understand why. And this was something that was going before. So I really want to just figure out what I'm doing wrong, because I'm doing something wrong now. No, I'm not having any profit. I'm not even one profit. I'm not having even one big profit. I don't understand why. So I want you to just help me. Maybe it's something I'm not doing correctly, or it's just frustrating. I'm just saying, let me just stay away from trading for a while. And then I'm trying to read that book, Trading in the Zone. I've been reading it for some time now. And
all right.
At first, I thought that I was not patient. I thought maybe it was patience. I was not patient. But then I tried to be patient, but it's not still going. Maybe I was not giving my account room to out. I said maybe because I'm not giving my trades room to breathe. I tried to give room to breathe, but it's still not going. I'm not understanding.
Okay, even when you gave your trade room to breathe, the trade was breathing, but now you were still not surviving. That means you were dead, your trades were dead, but still breathing. Anyway, yes, I understand, Therese. I understand how painful it is. I understand not only how painful, but how frustrating it is. But the good thing is, already you are in a community, and as a community, we're going to see how we can help each other. We're going to see how we can prosper together. So I might sit here and I give you 101 reasons why your trades were not going in your favor, or 101 reasons why you are still losing in Forex trading. But at the end of the day, it will just boil down to a couple of things. The first thing that I'll just have to say is you need to, as a Forex trader, you need to know that what was working 2 years ago, there is no guarantee that same thing is going to work maybe a year after that. Or what was working in 2021, there is no guarantee that thing is going to work in 2022. So as a Forex trader, flexibility is a virtue, all right? You need to be very, very flexible to easily spot out when things are not more working. And at the same time, since you already know that, okay, I know you from your explanation, you're very flexible. That's why you've been able to point out that some things are not working. You also have to know when it becomes point like this, when it comes to point in time where you see that, okay, things are not more going, to be able to save yourself, to be able to save your mentality, step down immediately, step down, even sometimes myself, even strategies that are giving me 100% profit and stuff like that. When I see that there's a time I need to do a modification, I step down immediately to the lower time frame. I can have maybe a week, a time, maybe some time off, maybe some days off, some time off, play PS, do that, come back. But when I come back, I step down. I can step down. That's why we have many strategies, right? So obviously there will still be one strategy that is making me money. So that one that I need to make some tweakings, I'll just step down to the demo account. I'm still one of the highest people who trade with a demo account. If you don't know, I'm still one of the highest people who trade with demo accounts. I'm still one of the highest people who backtest. I can backtest for the entire night. You see me writing this. That's why the whole of my table, you won't see another thing else apart from books like this. Everywhere backtesting. I'm writing this. Right? Okay, this one is actually with a picture of my son. I think it was a birthday gift for me. But this is a book that I'm actually planning to give to my son maybe after when I'm gone, right? So just some trade secret, just some trade secret that if you see me writing something inside here, and it's strictly for Forex, strictly about trading. So you don't see my office, you see something, just writing, taking note, So there should come a point in time where if you see that something is not more going, to be able to reserve your mentality, to be able to present your psychology, step down to the lower tech, step down to a demo account and start over on that particular strategy. Repractice that particular strategy so that even if you are blowing money on that particular, even if you are blowing accounts, it won't be real money. Remember, we are talking about real money, right? We're talking about real money. If it's real money, whether you like it or not, even I myself, if it was real money and I blew considerable amount of money on something I know that I would have avoided, I will know automatically that is going to have an impact on my psychology. So at that point in time, you step down to a demo account. All right. So that if you are complaining about anything, curiosity is next to complain. The more you complain about something, the more it makes you curious. And the more you are curious about something, the more you're going to practice it more. So even if you are complaining about that thing and curious about it, be complaining and practicing on a demo account so that it won't have any impact on your psychology. Meanwhile, we have other strategies. If you see that another strategy is profitable, you can then try real money on that one. And even the time frame I'm giving you guys, after going through Godlove University, I gave you guys at least 5 months, at least 5 to 6 months of straight backtesting, of strictly backtesting all those strategies to find the one that is going to fit your personality. You see, my fingers are not the same, right? All the fingers will never be the same. It's the same thing for traders. My risk appetite might be different from your risk appetite. I might come up today and I use Paytrex Pro and I put $5,000 and I'm fine. I drag out and I'm fine. I know that if I come back and that $5,000 is gone, it's just another day. I'll just move, I'll just walk away and I place another trade another day, because I know that one day that I'll win, I'll make $50,000, I'll make $30,000. That is what they call high risk appetite. Not everyone, that is high risk appetite and high risk tolerance. All right. Not everyone will be able to tolerate risks like that. Not everyone. So you need to know yourself. If you're not somebody who can tolerate such risks, there's conservative strategies that I've taught you guys. Go with conservative strategies. If you're somebody who doesn't have a big risk appetite, then cut your cake according to your size. Go with small, but all of that will only work if you are practicing on a demo account and you give yourself patience. You give yourself a considerable amount of time to be able to find your edge as a Forex trader. You have all the strategies, but now you need to give yourself time to practice all those strategies to find one that will fit your personality as an individual. That is my advice. So, Therese, I don't want to take much of your time telling you this, but one thing I'll tell you is, don't do the same thing. I've given you guys my steps, right? Next time we want to have a session, I want to see your own book like this. I want to see you, even though it might be personal, but I want to see that you've actually written out something like this, that you read out to yourself every day, that reminds you of why you got started in Forex trading. And since you've done that, the only thing now, the only ingredients is just patience and time. Patience, and you said you've been doing this for 2 years. It took me 3 years. So it took me 3 years. For some people, it might take them more. For some people, it might take them more. For some people, it might take them less. But I did everything I did. You guys have seen it, but it took me 3 years to be able to start making it in Forex trading. So it's not yet too late. You can't say you've spent all you did. So just give yourself time and know that when you've actually started making this money in Forex trading, Therese, I can assure you, it will take you not even a day, but just one trade. Just one trade, Therese. I'm telling you this. At least, I think Therese is from Cameroon, I guess. You're from Cameroon, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Good. So I think Therese is from Cameroon. And you should be one of the, when it comes to Forex trading in Cameroon, so I'm planning to come maybe next year or so to hold something like a seminar to even just educate people in Cameroon, or to go back to my root, go back to my cities and towns where I all started to hold like a seminar. And when they're talking of boss ladies, when it comes to Forex trading, they shouldn't mention people without calling Therese, because at least you've gone through Godlove University. Yes, they shouldn't call people's name without calling your name. So know that when they higher the temptation, sometimes it means there's actually something big in you that is coming. You need to know that it becomes a point in life where the more you see challenges, the more you feel like something is not working. The more you feel like nothing is working. That is instead a time where you are very close to you are going closer and closer to your breakthrough. That is something you need to know. I don't need to be a pastor or so religious to make you guys understand, but it's natural everywhere. The more you see challenges, you feel like everything is against you, you feel like neglected, you feel like giving up. That is instead when you are very close to your breakthrough. So, Therese, I'll just tell you to just keep fast, make sure you do the same steps. I've just shown you guys the same steps. Do the same thing and stay in I'm glad you're in a community where we'll always be there to motivate each other. We'll always be there to hold each other's hand. Because from your message, I was so thrilled. I was so happy. I was so happy the way people reacted. Everyone wanted to assist. Everyone wanted to hold your hand. Everyone wanted a situation where nobody's left behind. And that is the purpose of our community. So Therese, that is what I have to say in that situation. You see, I wouldn't be talking about, okay, you shouldn't be tracking your stop loss from this to this. Okay, if you're trading, wait for your candlestick. Those are just the technicalities. But what I've said is just the umbrella that automatically will cover everything. So I hope I'm very, very clear on that, Therese, or if you need any other clarification.
Okay, if I understand what you're saying that to solve my problem, I need to just mostly backtest and demonstrate for a while.
For a while.
That's
for a while. Take a step back. Take a step back. Forget the fact you unlearn everything. Just forget the fact that you've been trading for 10 years or for 5 years or something. Remember, I always say, so long as you're in GU, so long as you come to Godlove University, try to just unlearn everything and let's start from. If you were already making money, then you wouldn't even come to GU, right? So the fact that you're in Godlove University means there is something you are seeking. So unlearn everything and let's go our own way. Unlearn everything and let's go together. Let's prosper together. That's something I always say. So in such situations where you feel like nothing is working, to prevent your mentality, to prevent your mental health, step down to a demo. Don't think of a live account for the next 3 months or for the next 4 months. Step back. This money is not running, guys. The money is not running. Don't say, now I'm coming to learn how to make money. Now you're telling me to practice for 5 months, blah, blah, blah. Even if you have to practice for a year. Remember, I always say, you guys have seen it. It will take you just 1 hour of trading, just one trade to cover up everything you lost for 3 years. Everything you lost for 4 years, it will take you just one trade. I always say this, it will take you just one trade. You guys saw the video I just posted recently, or maybe I'm still to post the video of me making almost about $50,000 on NASDAQ. $50,000 at the level of Cameroon is about 17 million francs. There was never a time, even when I had cyber cafes, the highest I used to make per month, guys. I always like our sessions because we step from Forex to just the reality. Because as a profitable Forex trader, you need to be balanced all around. You need to balance both in life. Because just imagine if I sit here and I'm trading and maybe I'm not balance even at the level of my family, maybe my child is there crying, or maybe I'm not in good state with my wife and something like that, I won't even be able to perform as a trader. So as a profitable Forex trader, you need to be somebody who is who is balanced all around. You need to be a balanced person in life. That's why you need to have a balance. So I remember when I used to have cyber cafes, right? The highest I used to make per day in a cyber cafe, when I have workers, they're sitting there working, typing and printing, doing all of that, used to be about 30,000 francs. About 30,000 francs should be that's about $50. Yeah, that's about $50 what I used to make per day. And by that time, I believe I had already arrived. And when I started in Forex trading, my main goal was just at the end of the month to just have like $1,000. $1,000 at the level of Cameroon now is about 613,000, yeah. So since somebody who earns 613,000 francs, that is what ministers or DOs or governors, that's what they earn in Cameroon. They don't even earn, they earn about 500,000. So it's not up to $1,000. They don't even earn up to $1,000. So my main goal was just to have something like that. But that is why they used to say sometimes you shoot for the sky and then you land in the moon. All right, you shoot for the sky and you land in the moon. So with what you have in you, you need to know that, okay, this is something that once I already know how to do this, just one trade, once I have the skills, just one trade will be able to cover everything I lost. There's a video I already made. The title of that video is why you should never give up in Forex. I believe all of you guys have already watched that video. And on that video, I showed you guys even screenshot a summary of everything I lost. And on that summary, it takes just one trade from 2019 to now, just one trade, not even 1 day or 1 month or 1 year, just one trade and it covers everything. But if I wasn't very, very careful, then within that period, I would have given up ever since. I would have given up. I didn't study how to be a Forex trader at the level of the university. I'm an agricultural economist. That is what I studied in the university, agricultural economist, all right, agricultural economics. And I was certified as an agricultural economist. But today, when it comes to Forex trading and you don't call Godlove's name, it'll be like, you don't know what you're saying. That is just following your passion, following what you love. So that is that about knowing that even if the journey is very lonely or very difficult, when we've arrived, guys, maybe it can be in a year to come or in 2 years to come, it will take you just a trade. It will take you just a trade on NASDAQ, just a trade on gold, just a trade on GU, on Great Britain pound. Oh, GU is the same thing like Great Britain pound USD, right? So there's a currency pair having the same name as GU. So maybe just one trade on GU or just one trade on Great Britain pound USD will cover all those losses. So guys, that is just what I have to say on this particular topic. So Therese, I hope we are very, very clear on this topic, and I hope At least your faith is strong now, right?
Yes, everything is fine.
Perfect. Okay, guys, I think we have to go at this point in time. Let me.
So when are you coming? When are you coming again?
I don't know, but obviously I'm going to come, because obviously my son hasn't even been to Cameroon. So obviously by next year I'll be in Cameroon with my son. So that is something I'm already arranging with a couple of other people. Something like the University of Boya, University of Douala, and University of Yaoundé one. So we're planning to host something like a seminar, free seminar, just to create an awareness, to make people know that no, making money online or trading in Forex trading is not a scam as what everybody thinks. So hopefully next year, and obviously you're in the community and you obviously know when I'll be around.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So guys, just like I said, I'm already late. Remember YouTube, there's a session I was invited, which is the photo at the back of the tractor says it all. Yeah, somebody already said there's a photo at the back of the tractor that I posted on YouTube. It says a lot. It says a lot when it comes to my history. It says a lot. Because remember, I said I learned as an agricultural economics. Okay, guys, I have another meeting. I had an invite from YouTube about YouTube short form. So they wanted a session where some creators can talk about YouTube short form, and this is the African version. So they wanted to know about African creators and stuff like that. And the meeting already started about 30 to 40 minutes ago. It's a 2-hour session, and I must show my face. And anyway, our session was supposed to be for 1 hour, and we are almost into 2 hours now. And I'm glad we've covered a lot of things. So MAPE 101, I couldn't get to your question. Eben, I couldn't get to your question. And Anitex, your hand is still up. I know you still have another question, and I couldn't get to your question. So drop that question in a Discord private community, and I'll pass by. And if I'm able to have time today, I'll obviously answer that question. And if something is not too personal, if something is not too private or too personal, always drop it in the community. Always drop it in the Discord community so that other people can benefit from that particular question. So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for making it to this particular session. When we have this session, you guys don't understand. I enjoy these sessions even more than you do. Anyway, let me not say more than, but it's a mutual relationship. It's mutually beneficial, because what you are learning is the same thing I'm learning. If you come with a topic that I don't understand much about that particular topic, it's going to trigger me to research the more. It's going to trigger me to find a solution to that particular topic. And the more I'm trying to find a solution to that topic, it helps me to stay on the edge. So it's a win-win situation. I'll be totally crazy if I sit here and I'm talking without another person on the other side of the camera. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for making it from your busy schedule to be here today. And we are still, I won't even say goodbye, because we are still active on the Discord community. So always drop your question. My moderator is always there 24/7 to assist. And if there's something that needs my attention, he's always there to channel everything to me immediately. As I said, make sure you stay profitable, make sure you stay motivated, and know that this is a journey that even if it has to take us a year, 3 years, 4 years, when we have arrived, when we've arrived at the apex, I used to call it the apex. When we have arrived at the apex, it will take us just one trade to cover everything we've lost. So thank you guys so much for watching to this particular point in time, and I'll see you guys in the Discord community.